Hello everybody, this is Jad from Colorsphere, and the long-awaited video has finally arrived. I am here to answer all your questions about Meggy and Dusty and Colorsphere, all the things we're doing, and I know you guys have been waiting so long for this video, and I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to give it to you, like, right away. And now that I'm here and I have a good camera and there's nothing else blocking the schedule, I think it's finally time to deliver this Andy Anime Arc video, which is also being filmed soon. So here we go, let's get these questions answered. Behind me over here is my laptop with all these questions you guys had from the Colorsphere server and also one on Twitter. And so let's get right to work in answering what you got. So Gingerboy1 said, I guess I'll pose the questions. Oh, he posted it like when the chat was empty, so he's posing the question when the chat's empty. What made you guys even consider creating Colorsphere in the first place? How did you go about recruiting people? Alright, so what happened with Colorsphere was that the thing is, like, it happened before the a lot of people are probably saying that it happened because Dusty died and I want to make a memorial, bring her back, but the thing about Colorsphere is it actually came before that. I had watched a lot of SMG4 content in 2018 because after 2015 I stopped watching SMG4 and I didn't come back till about 2018. That's when I saw Meggy and Psycho and Bob Boopkins, all these characters, and I was very interested. I wanted to get back into it. And I think, like, before the Waluigi arc started, there wasn't a lot that I was grasping onto because, you know, I was just barely getting back into the system, didn't know anything. And when I saw Splatoon 2 for the first time and I saw Dusty in there, I wasn't really, I wasn't really a big fan of it. I could tell that Dusty really wasn't meant to carry on from that episode. And she just didn't, seem like a really interesting character. There was, like, especially since there was, like, no prior connection between them. And then when the anime arc started rolling around a year later, I was very interested in the character again because she and Meggy had this chemistry that was working out that would seem very interesting. Their rivalry, and I wondered, like, how did that carry? I think by the time we started writing this, I think Inkling Disappearance was already out. Like, this is the week before Sin Magna R3 came, Sin Magna R3 Million. So I was watching the arc back and I was seeing the potential these characters had together. They had a rivalry. Meggy mentioned that she lost Splatfest. Dusty said she was humiliated during Splatfest. And I really wanted to go back in that year and see what happened. So in regards to recruiting, what I did was I went to the SMG4 official Discord server and that's how I recruited people. I literally just went and said general chat. And I said, hey, I'm making some animations about Meggy, Dusty, other characters. You guys want to come? Because at the time, Colorsphere was going to be Meggy and Dusty. It was going to be Bob and Boopkins. I was working on a Psycho Luigi spinoff. Like, trying to develop these characters in smaller groups so that we could, like, know all about them. Since, we had a big cast and we needed to, like, connect with them in some way if they were going to be here. We can't just have pointless characters. So that's where Colorsphere ended up coming from. And let's see what else we got. Alright, so Mario T asked, will Meggy and Dusty still have a big phobia of anime? Honestly, I never thought about that. I don't think, like, that was a question that was raised very often during production. I would say that we are probably going to fit that in somewhere. I mean, the season is finished writing. Season 1 is done, all 12 episodes. But there are probably spots where that can fit in. We want to make the characters also as close as possible because we do want to, like, reinvent the characters, make them our own, but we also want to have those similarities so that they're not completely isolated from the original sources and content. I mean, you still want to have the feeling that you're watching Meggy and Dusty and not two completely separate characters, so but that's what we were trying to do with that. So Meggy might have her phobia of anime. I'm not gonna say it's really big and dramatic PTSD, like, because I mean, if we're following that, we're in Inkopolis where anime is, a big prejudice. So I don't know, maybe there will be characters who like anime, and I think Meggy will have disgust over it, but not like exact big phobia, since she really doesn't have that Bob and Boopkins in her world to shove it down her throat. So I think she will. Let's see. Alright, Red J Warrior, what do you use to animate? Like programs, tools, editors, etc. So for animation, we've just stuck primarily to Gmod for Meggy and Dusty. That was the best we could do. But we're also looking into SFM. Hopefully later we can blend that in so that it's a SFM Gmod mix, so you're not just focusing on that same style after a while. And I think Loader Stuck is also doing some MMD, she said, for some upcoming episodes. So I mean, you're gonna see different styles hopefully combined, because I don't think SMG4 has gone to the point of MMD. So we want to refresh in a way, and for now we have Gmod because that's what everyone's most experienced in. But it'll expand. I think Big Red Cheese and Loader Stuck are the ones that are animating Meggy and Dusty, and they're doing a pretty good job so far. I'm really proud of their progress. So, alright. FNAF Animator 46. Who is your favorite Splatoon animator? I think my favorite Splatoon animator will have to be the Canadian Spartan, because the thing about Spartan, and I've talked to Spartan a few times, what we've talked about was the fact that his creative vision is very different from other people's, and that's what I loved when I first saw him. You know that some very popular icons of Splatoon have been the agents. Agents 3, 4, 8, I guess if you want to count them, DJ Hyperfresh, MC Princess, Marine Callie. But the thing that was sticking out to me the most was that whenever we have anything about the agents, really, it's always I guess in the case of Alex Spider, Thunderman 2001, or I guess a little bit Maya Bluedale as well, they've always painted serious agents going on super secret missions, you know, just the usual stuff you'd expect from agents. Like, it's typical to be expected. But what Spartan did that I really loved was that he made the Daily Life of 3 Agents. And Daily Life of 3 Agents, if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. I'll probably link it somewhere. That show is about the agents, like, as it implies, literally on their daily lives, like going to the mall together, going to the beach. And it's just such a simple idea, yet it's put together so well. I mean, you get to see these agents just like as friends, you know, goofing off, doing fun things. You see them as normal people, and just the fact that they're acting normal compared to what they do in the field, that's funny enough, and I love that. And he even made his own Agent 7 and created his own takes on relationships and stuff, and it was pretty cool. So I think Spartan, I can even say, was one of the people who inspired me in terms of making Color Sphere and doing all these shows, and I've told him that a few times. And if you're watching this, buddy, I just want to say thank you so much for inspiring me to do what I do. I mean, you have been a great role model in terms of content, and I can't thank you enough. So, alright, let's see, next question. Ooh. You want to see what I'm holding this up on, by the way, that makes this so hard? I'm holding this up on a donut box and PS4 games. This is a small camera, I don't have a tripod. Let's see, where is it? Alright, Mario T, you asked another question. Any idea on how frequently an episode of M&D will be uploaded once the series starts in May? So that is a good question. The frequency of M&D is going to be various, because what we're going to do is try to make the full season. I think I mentioned this in the rec. We've made the full season, rewrote it, and Big Red Cheese and Loader Stuck are dividing up the animation between each other. And then once that's done, we're going to air all the completed episodes in May. We're going to try to have all 12 episodes finished by May. And I feel like we're not going to have about a release date, you know, because Gmod is a process. It's a very long process, especially if you're not as experienced as Luke or Kevin. But, so they're going to be finishing the episodes, and even if we don't have them finished by then, we're going to air every episode we can. And then once the season's done, there's going to be another hiatus period like this, you know, of Loader's Baking Corner, Color Sphere Plays, while we continue on the next season or the next show. And that's basically how the structure is going to go overall. So you can expect episodes weekly once it comes. We haven't had a set day of the week to release it. We did want to do it on Saturday, but we feel like there's going to be a lot of people who will want to watch SMG4 that day, and we just want to, I guess what you could say is we want people to be able to take in the videos and enjoy them and not be rushing to the other or one to the other and trying to talk about two separate videos, what they like. And we just want to, you know, like, allow you to enjoy, take it in, what you like, be able to laugh. And yeah, that's how we're going to try to do it. But I know Saturday is like a really Saturday would have been a really convenient day, but I'm sure we'll find something else. So okay, Ying Yang Yasmin, you asked, how different will MND be from SMG4? Will it be a more serious and dark series, or more slice of life, or both? And will it eventually tie into Meggy and Destiny's debut episode? So, regarding that, so we knew that there were going to be a lot of divided people on this. When we first said we wanted to make a show, people were divided about it already. So what we decided to do was to compromise. The shows are going to be slice of life. Meggy and Destiny's going to be slice of life. The first 10 episodes are normal. That's how we're going to do it. Like a normal season, slice of life, and then any episode that comes after episode 10 is probably going to be like a mini arc or a two-parter that's going to have a dark and serious tone. And you can already tell that since there's 2 extra episodes, 11 and 12, that's going to be a two-parter. That's going to take a serious tone. We want to, you know, give y'all something that can be enjoyed. And I'm not saying that we're just doing whatever people enjoy, because we've all balanced it out too. The thing that we're operating on technically is that if not everybody enjoys it, then not everyone does it in terms of Color Sphere. We've pitched a lot of ideas. We've worked on a lot of ideas where a couple of us liked it, and then there's always someone in the group who will talk to us and be like, it's okay, but it doesn't really fit the tone of the series. And so we're always constantly checking each other about what fits, what doesn't, what works, what doesn't, what's funny, what's not, what makes sense, what doesn't. So I guess you could say we're our own quality control, and if it's something we all can enjoy, then we know that it's something you all will enjoy. So it's nice to have that perfect balance for the audiences. I mean, if you like the old SMG4, you have normal content that's funny and not really popping out at you. And then if you do like those arcs, the anime arc and all that, you have the other half of the season to watch and enjoy. So let's see what else is there. Okay, Mario T is asking a lot of questions. Will MND be tied into the canon and SMG4 canon in any way, shape, or form? And I guess I will tie that back to Ying and Yasmin's question. Will it tie into Meggy's debut episode? So Meggy and Destiny will not tie to SMG4. Meggy and Destiny is going to be its own beast, its own original series. I guess the way you can picture it is picture a world where Mario, SMG4, all those characters didn't exist, and you would have MND. You would have these two characters in their home worlds, in their environment where they belong. And we did have an eventual tie-in to Meggy's debut episode. We were gonna have a scene originally where Destiny trapped Meggy in the bucket, and just tossed it into the sewer where it shows up in the world. Like, we were gonna have Destiny be terrible from the very start. But the thing that ruined it over time was that things were constantly changing with SMG4. I told you we started before World War Mario, so we got messed up by Destiny's death, Meggy becoming human. We had to cut out a lot of stuff we wanted to do, because we had a whole thing about Meggy and Destiny being teammates and being friends after the arc. That plan was gone. We ended with the tribute episode, but then we had to end on a normal episode because, you know, no human Meggy. But then they made a human Meggy model, so we came back with that, and then it was just a whole thing, like something's up with Meggy. So we just decided to cut and not worry about the constant change and stress of SMG4, and we didn't agree with SMG4's human Meggy interpretation either. It didn't just, you know, fit our series or the consistency, so we decided to make our own characters and our own show to give them like a proper life. The best thing about having Color Sphere, having your own studio, having your own group, is that you're able to work with these characters and put them in your own environments that you have planned. You have, because I mean, Splatoon World is expansive. You have Squid Sisters, Off the Hook, the agents. You can plant them in all sorts of environments, do all sorts of things with them in your own takes and interpretations. You can, and then eventually have, you know, your own shows focusing on them, and maybe, you know, even crossovers once or twice. Like, this is an entire thing that we can do if we tried. And for now, we're just gonna, like, you know, focus on M&D, see how many years we can go with that. But I mean, the idea of having Color Sphere in this whole universe and being able to, you know, plant these characters wherever we want and have crazy adventures with them is an opportunity on its own, and that's one we want to take. Because one thing that my brothers and sisters have always told me when I first brought up SMG4 and all this is that you can't always tie yourself to someone's content, because then it's not yours anymore. You're just it's essentially fanfic. You're just making your own thing, and you're not making your own thing. You're just copying off of someone else's thing, and it's not really, you know, enjoyable. So we wanted to make something that was our own, we could say is our own, and we could do anything we want with without limitations. And I think you'll enjoy it a lot. So let's see. Is there any other questions? Oh yeah, so there's one more question on Twitter. Between Meggy and Desti, who would you say stands Marie? You're gonna think this is a weird. I'm just gonna give the serious weird answer. The way we developed characters for M&D is that or at least I don't know if anybody else followed this, but the way my system worked was that I based it off of the divide between the hosts. So you have like Callie, Marie, Pearl, and Marina. So I just think that it helps determine the characters. You can have Meggy on the side of Marie and Marina based off their personality, because I can picture someone like Meggy becoming an avid follower of Marie, or Desti becoming an avid follower of Callie. The way that Splatoon organizes the world makes it very easy to, you know, decide who does what, because the personality types and the characters are always so themed around everything, and that's the beauty of it all. And I can say that I think Meggy does stand Marie more than Desti ever would. So is that all the questions? Yes, that is all the questions for the Q&A. So thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. I know that there's been a lot of technical difficulties and bumps, but release day is coming soon, and we do have a couple of surprises in between for you guys that you will hopefully enjoy between Culture Plays, Loader's Baking Corner, other stuff that we hope to start during the months. And if you like this video, please let us know, and let us know what you want to hear from us or see from us, because we really want to connect with you guys in any way we can. You guys are our family, you are viewers, and we want to make you guys happy, and we want to get to know you a lot more. We want to be there for you guys. So we would love your support, especially on the Discord, because we do have a Q&A section where you can submit questions for future Q&As. And we do have a Patreon as well to continue making videos, because you all know that eventually we're probably going to need a lot more than just what we have to make certain content, especially things like Culture Plays and animation if we're going to make something more fluid. But thank you guys. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon in the Anime Arc review. Bye!